Hi, everybody, and welcome to this month's episode of Fitness Friday. I'm Lisa Larson, founder of Mindful Corporate Mastery. Every month, we explore a different dimension of fitness: physical, mental, energetic, and mindful. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that impacts every part of our well being, and that is financial fitness. Money stress is one of the top contributors to anxiety, distraction, and it even can affect our physical health. To help us unpack this today, we are joined by, as always, Rasha Proctor. She is our certified mindfulness expert, and we are so happy to have Laura Vollrath join us today. She is a wealth advisor at Avidian Wealth Solutions, where she provides strategic financial planning and investment management tailored for high net worth individuals, families, and business owners. She's a certified financial planner committed to delivering the highest standards of financial planning, and she also happens to be a friend. So thank you both for joining us. Thank you, Laura, for joining us today.
Thank you
So
for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
yeah, we're so happy to have you. I know people are going to learn a lot. You've got a lot of great content to share with us today. So let's just dive right into it. Given that the topic is around fitness, what does financial fitness mean beyond just budget planning?
Yeah, so to me, financial fitness really begins with your awareness of your general finances. What's coming in each month? What's going out each month? So, knowing the ins and outs of your finances is going to help you to be able to adjust to life's curveballs, to anticipate any changes. So, just really getting in touch with knowing those numbers of what's coming in and what's going out. And then, in addition to that, understanding your level of debt. And then the easiest way you can really look at your debt is to pull up your credit report. And on there, you're going to see all your lines of credit that are open, what your current balances are, and what your finance rates are. So if there's anything that surprises you, that's something you should probably look into and get in touch with. This is also a great way to spot fraud. So it's a
And
great
that
way
is
just
available. You can get one of those, right? You can get a credit report. What is it, every year?
Yeah, you can get your credit report each year. There's several providers, and I've even just recently learned you can look at it weekly through free credit report. And so I think we're going to have a link to that
Yes,
later.
we are. Yeah, we do
Yeah,
have that as
so
a resource page. So we're going to share that later in the conversation. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
awesome.
just having a basis of what your debt level is, and then establishing an emergency fund. Depending on if you're a single income household or a dual income household, 3 to 6 months is a great place to start that fund. So you're going to want to have that be highly liquid, easily accessible, maybe a high yield checking account. And that's going to be where you go to if you have an emergency like a loss of a job, a medical emergency, an unexpected tax bill, home repair, lots of things. And you're going to feel stressed and you're going to have that emergency fund set up.
I just dipped into my emergency fund this week. My cat was sick. I was not
Mhm.
expecting a $700 bill to take the cat to the vet and get all the labs and everything. So that definitely came in handy.
Yes, yes, those are inevitable in life for all of us. And then another part of financial fitness is having an investment strategy that is intentional, have a purpose for how you want it to serve you. So that would include knowing what your personal goals are for your money, what your risk tolerance is, what your time horizon is. So all those things should be really intentional. So when you're investing your money, you're doing it with purpose.
So let me ask you this question. If you are just starting out, so let's just say you graduated from college, can you do investment strategies even if you don't have a lot of money? Or if
Abs-
somebody maybe that's thinking about retirement. So is
abs-
investment for everybody?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone out there should have an investment strategy. Whether you're just starting out and you have your first job, your investment strategy might be more aggressive because you've got this long time horizon. This is money for retirement you're not going to tap into versus someone else who's maybe getting nearer to retirement, who's going to have a little bit more moderate or conservative strategy because that's just the point. It's going to serve each individual's goals. So where you're at in your life. And that's always going to be changing, but it's something that part of that financial fitness is being aware of that and being intentional.
So if you're earlier in your career and you're thinking about investment strategy, is that the whole thing around compounding?
Yes. Yes, you bring up a great point. So when we start saving and investing when we're younger, we really get the advantage of time. And time is your friend when it comes to investing. And there's a saying how it's all about the time in the market versus timing the market. So when you're young, you really benefit greatly. It's a free gift, the benefit of compounding and just investing your
There's
money
the
and
longer
letting it
that your
grow.
money stays there, it grows and grows and grows.
Yes,
The
exactly.
trick is not tapping into it, right? Letting it continue to grow and grow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let that money work for you. And the last piece to round out that financial fitness is to be properly insured. So make sure you have enough insurance and make sure you have an estate plan that's going to at least have a will. So your money's going to go where you want if something happens to you, and to have a power of attorney that someone else can act for you if you become incapacitated. All those things blended together, more than just the budgeting, really is going to give you that financial fitness.
Okay, so it's that cardio for all your financial planning, right?
Yes, and just like physical fitness, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. You just keep working at it.
Yeah, those are great points. So let's switch gears a little bit and just talk about, financial stress is one of the top contributors to mental health and well-being. What are the top money stressors that you're seeing professionals are facing? What types of things are hitting them today?
Yeah, I feel like there's several things we could talk about that are stressors that are bringing people in today. Number one, I would say, is the cost of living. Even the highest earning professionals are feeling the squeeze of their money not going as far as the rising costs, bringing up the question of, do I have enough money to retire? When can I retire? Am I going to run out of money? Those are all questions that we can help people with, but that's definitely a source of stress,
Mhm.
particularly in just the moment of time we're living in.
Mhm. Right.
Another real stressor for people is something called lifestyle creep. Something I'd like to define for everyone if you're not familiar. Lifestyle creep is as your income grows, you gradually increase your spending. What happens is you have this extra income, either you've gotten a raise or a bonus, however you may have come into that. And instead of applying it towards your savings or your investings, you just kind of are continually upgrading your lifestyle. And
So
so
you
that
mean like when I buy that bag or that shoe, those
it,
designer shoes and designer bags, that's lifestyle creep?
yes, that's lifestyle creep. And it happens slowly. It becomes your new normal and you get used to living this lifestyle. Even though you're making more money, you feel like you feel like you have less or it doesn't go as far. And so
I
it
remember
creeps
when
up
I was
on
in
you.
college, I was eating ramen, and now I'm not. I'm doing Grubhub.
Yes. So
Yeah.
there's an example too. So something that will happen is we get that extra income and now we feel like maybe I would like to get a new car or the bigger house. It's simple as dining
Right.
out more, taking a little bit more of a premium vacation, and it just creeps in. And all of a sudden, you just your income's gone up, but your spending's gone up with it. So you really don't feel that.
Okay,
Yeah,
what else?
I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely had more money when I think sometimes it feels like I had more money when I was in college or right after college than I have right now.
Yeah. Yep.
'Cause
We just
yeah.
want to spend. It's natural. And then another stressor, I think, for professionals and people in general is this fear avoidance where we avoid looking at our money. And if you think about it, we're high earning professionals, we're going into work, we're devoting ourselves to this high performing job, and we come home and we feel burnt out. And the
Mhm.
last thing you want to do is sit down and look at your own finances. And so we put it to the side and we put it in that bucket of, I'm going to look at that later.
Mhm.
And what happens is that is a costly mistake because it can cost you in terms of maybe investment potential and also missed opportunities.
Do you find people not only just avoidance, but they're afraid to look at the finances to see, "Oh, how much money am I actually
hmm
spending?"
Yeah, I think that fear is one of the biggest drivers of the avoidance. Yes, burnout, and we just don't want to deal with it. But the fear, I'm I know I'm not saving enough. I don't wanna look at it.
Mm,
Or I know my credit cards run up. I don't wanna look at it. But that, the fear,
it's
it's
still gonna
avoiding
be
it.
there.
It's just kicking that can down the road and likely making it worse. So as hard as it is, just sometimes just acknowledging and taking a look at things helps.
Is there anything else that you can tell us about, the financial stressors?
It circles back to that rising cost of living, but in general, I think people have a lot of anxiety about the market and the economy right now. We live in this age of constant streaming of information, be it the news, social media, we're online all day. And so
Mhm.
we're just filled with these headlines about interest rates and inflation and geopolitical unrest. And so there's a lot of just general fear when it comes to investing. And that usually leads to one of two things. It can lead to an overreaction where you are giving into that fear and letting it drive you. We can lead to an overreaction or we can
Very,
underreact.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Isn't there a saying about the market is always going up? So day to day, there's going to be fluctuations in the market, but generally it'll recover. Is that the
Yeah.
saying? Something
The
like that?
the forward trend is always up. In the intermediary, we see a lot of up and down, but if you look at the overall trend is going up.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
those are plenty of things to be stressed about when it comes to your money.
Let's look on the positive side. So, given those stressors, what are some simple tactics that people could do to alleviate some of that stress?
So, as we mentioned earlier, I think one of the easiest things to do, maybe it's not easy to do, but the first line of defense is to build that emergency fund. And what that will do is in those times of panic, emergency, it's going to give you a sense of control and it's going to help relieve some of that initial anxiety because
Hmm.
you can reassure yourself, I'm prepared for this. I have money set aside. I can tap into
Just
that
like I
amount.
had to do this week.
Just like your example. Another way really to combat the stress is to automate as much as you can. Automate your bill paying is an easy way to avoid unnecessary finance charges or just missing payments. But I also wanted to touch on automating your savings because sometimes that gets missed. So automate your 4K deferral. If
Yeah.
you're
Those
saving,
are those are great tips where the money comes in, but you don't even see it, right? So you don't have an
yes.
opportunity to touch it and then go buy something that you
Yeah,
really didn't need in the first place.
make your savings your priority. So when that money hits your checking account, you know your 401k is going to get funded. If you happen to be saving in a 529 for kids or grandkids, automate that. And then really for just general people who are working and still saving, do it in a disciplined approach where you automate it. So maybe you're sending, even if it's $500 a month to that brokerage account, to your savings account, and let it grow. And that tangible savings creates momentum. And then
Mhm.
those small changes really start to add up
Yeah.
and you feel good about it. And it
Yeah.
makes you want to stick with it.
I love the automation of all the bill paying where you don't miss a payment on something because you just forgot about it,
Mhm. Yes.
and
Take
you don't have to write checks anymore.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Efficiency is key.
Yes.
Efficiency. We've talked about our savings. Let's talk about our spending. If you can redirect your spending into what means the most to you. Let's look back at those goals and the values and make sure that your spending is aligned with that. So when you're going to make a purchase, think to yourself, am I going to regret this in a week?
Mm,
And if the answer is yes, then you kind of got to stop and think, okay, if my goals are to have X amount for retirement or to be able to retire at 60 instead of 65, if that's your goal, then you're going to need to take that pause. But on the flip side, if you think it about your spending and your values, and that's something that means something to you and you have the funds, then give yourself permission to spend
yeah.
because
Yeah,
we
so
have,
it's on both sides, which is being so tight with your money is that you don't get to experience the adventure or whatever it is with your money, because if that's something that's really important to you, like travel, for example, but you
yes.
penalize yourself and you say, "No, I can't do that."
Yes, self-compassion is a part of that mindfulness when it comes to your money. And so as much as we encourage people to spend, there's others that we really have to encourage to enjoy their savings and to spend it on things that will really be fulfilling to them and their goals.
I know I personally would reactively or unmindfully, I'd be on Instagram and I'd see a product that would pop up. I think that would be awesome. And I don't even think about it and I just buy it. And then it
Mhm.
shows up. I'm like, what was I thinking? Why did I buy
Yes.
that thing?
and they make
Yes.
it so easy too. I mean,
Yes.
that's the thing now, the technology, that decision making so quick. Yep.
Mhm. So if we can kind of shift that focus to look at the purpose of our money, I think that will help people with when it comes to spending.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Anything
I
else
mean,
you'd want to share?
I was gonna say ultimately, and not everyone's in the position in their financial plan to do this, but ultimately, working with a financial advisor, working with a professional who can guide you through these decisions, creating your financial plan, because as you build your wealth, it does get more complicated
Mhm.
and complex. And so if you have someone who this is their business, it's our job to understand the ins and outs, then you have someone to guide you and give you confidence and clarity to make good decisions. And it just kind of further betters your plan.
Awesome. Let's think small now. What are some small mindful habits that can help people feel more in control financially? Feeling out of control, bills are coming in. How do you regain that control for yourself?
Go back to that awareness piece where if you just take a little time to review your accounts and review your expenses, that will really help you to be in
So
touch with
schedule
what's
it.
going on.
Are you saying
Schedule
kind of
it.
like schedule it?
Make it a priority, and in doing that, you're shifting your mindset from being reactive to being proactive,
Mhm.
and that will help you, once again, just drive better decisions because you're not reacting to a situation where you're not feeling calm, you're not feeling clear-headed, you're reacting with emotion. So if you can be proactive, I think it just further helps drive better decisions.
Perfect.
And when it comes to buying, and we touched on this a little earlier, take a pause and just be mindful of your goals and your plan. And that tactic will come in handy is a human nature to compare, or you're wanting to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. If you can pull yourself back to remind yourself what your goals are,
Mhm.
different than your neighbors, then that might help you stay focused on where you should be doing your spending.
Even just thinking about Uber Eats or
Mhm.
Grubhub or how many times are we ordering out where and it turns out it was breakfast tacos or something that you could have
Mhm.
made at home just because of the convenience factor. But then with that pause, which is, oh, wait, if I spend this money on this thing, then I don't get to go to that concert or save for the vacation that I really want to do.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And you mentioned automation, and that was another point is to automate what you can and take that off your plate. Let your brain focus on what you're good at, what you enjoy. So it's allowing yourself to have that mental space to take on something else by automating these things and making it habit. Like we mentioned, put your savings first. Make that top of mind when you're having those debits come out of the account. And at the end of the day, to practice gratitude because I think there's a lot of negative feelings we can have with money. Fear, some of us might have feelings about greed, money, how money makes you feel about your past. If we can practice gratitude and think about our money in terms of what it provides for us, it's providing my family shelter, it's providing us food, it's providing us experiences that we're having joy with. Then it will hopefully help shift that attitude to feeling more positive, to feeling negative or fearful.
Yeah, that's a really great one. I think that's a great segue, Rasha, for us to do a little bit of mindfulness practice. So, can you lead us in a short meditation session?
Yeah, sure. No, it's a great subject. Specifically, awareness is really a good practice for finance. All right. For you who have not practiced before, this is going to be awareness meditation. It's gonna have you pay slight bit attention to your own body's reaction to the idea of budgeting, savings, or spending. The body will always tell you what's actually happening with how you actually feel about something. To start the meditation, we're gonna start it with the sound of the gong and end with the sound of the gong. But for setup, you wanna sit somewhere, maybe a chair or the couch. You wanna feel your feet on the ground. Your seat is there to support you. Your spine is tall, shoulders relaxed. The top of the head is straight aligned with your spine. You may need to just gently tuck the chin in. Since we've been using a lot of technology, we tend to jut the neck out. So just slightly bit tuck it in. I'll guide you through it. Oh, your eyes can be closed or just look down to the floor in front of you. Here we go. Inhale, take a deep breath in. and exhale it all out. We're going to start by bringing the awareness at the tip of the nose. Focus on the sensations of cool air coming into the body and warm air leaving the body. Inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, purse your lips almost as if you're blowing through a straw. And let all the air gently leave the body. Two more breaths. Inhale in, focusing on the cool air coming into the body. And exhale, warm air leaving the body. Now place one hand on the chest and the other on the belly. Let's just focus on the sensation of the palms of the hands. On your next inhale, just grow a little bit taller. And as you exhale, relax the body and sink deeper into your cushion. Inhale, grow taller. Exhale, release any tension in the chest, the belly, the shoulders. Inhale, expand your chest and belly, filling the lungs. Exhale, ease them gently towards the spine. Inhale, grow taller. And as you exhale, root deeper into the ground, feeling safe and connected. Inhale, grow taller, like tree branches reaching for the sky. Exhale, root deeper into the earth, feeling grounded and supported. Now, from this place of safety, let's take a moment to reflect on how we feel about budgeting. What is your body reaction when you think of budgeting? Is there tightness in the body? Maybe heaviness in the shoulders or the belly? Is the jaw maybe tensing? Or maybe you feel relaxed, in control, and light. Just checking. There is no judgment, no expectation. You're just learning, becoming aware of what is happening. Whatever you notice, now acknowledge it, label it budgeting, and let it go. Almost like you waving to a cloud in the sky. It's passing through. Let it go and come back to the breath. Come back to the cool air coming into the body and warm air leaving the body. Now let's reflect on how you feel about savings. Checking with your body on the response. Is there a tightness in the body? Is there heaviness in the belly? Do your shoulders or jaw tense up? Or maybe you feel relaxed, in control, grounded, light. Whatever you notice, acknowledge it. Label it saving. Let it go like a cloud passing in the sky. And come back to your breath. Focusing at the tip of the nose, cool air coming into the body, warm air leaving the body. Now let's reflect on how you feel about spending and buying things that makes you feel happy. Check your body responses to the thought. Is there tightness in the body? Is there knot of heaviness in the belly? When you think about spending money on things that you enjoy, do your shoulders or jaw tense up? Or do you feel relaxed and control, grounded, light? Just checking. No judgment, no expectations. Whatever you notice, acknowledge it, label it spending, let it go, and come back to your breath. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Inhale deeply, growing tall. Exhale, rooting into the earth, feeling safe, grounded, grateful for the support that you have around you and for yourself.
Thank you, Rasha. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. So, Laura, is there anything that you want to leave us with? I know we talked about a lot of topics. Is there one thing that you want people to remember?
Yeah, I think it's great to just surround yourself with support. Be that an advisor that you trust, a mentor that's in your life, family and friends that display healthy habits with their money. Surround yourself with that support. And just remember to keep calm because a calm mind is going to help you make better money decisions. Better decisions with everything, but definitely better money decisions when you can come at it from a place of calm.
That's great advice. And we do have a resource. So, just getting some support. Laura's been gracious enough to put together financial resources. Do you want to talk a little bit about what all these different websites are?
Yeah, we just wanted to give some basic tips for no matter where you're at on your financial journey. If you're looking to educate yourself, there's some free resources on budgeting. There's Vanguard Investor Education, I think is fantastic. If you want to learn more about the types of investments, the link is on there for the free credit report. There's some other fun financial calculators just to maybe help ease that fear, learn a little bit more about it. And in the end, you can find some help.
Thank you so much. So, if anybody wants to get a copy, send us a comment and we'll shoot that over to you. Laura, thank you so much for joining us for our Fitness Friday session. Next month, we are going to dive into how do you find joy in the holiday stress. It's supposed to be a joyful time, but I don't know about you, but I am one that wants to make everything amazing for everybody else. So I am running around, putting up all the decorations, finding the perfect gift, thinking about meal planning and doing all those logistics. So when I'm supposed to be joyful, I'm very stressed out. So that is the topic that we're going to cover next month. All right.
It's
Thank you,
amazing.
everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Rasha.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.